Never eat eggs like this. That might sound extreme, but pause for a moment and think about it. How many times have you been told that eggs are one of the healthiest foods you can eat as you get older? High in protein, rich in nutrients, affordable, and easy to prepare. For many people over 50, eggs become a daily habit, something eaten almost automatically without much thought. But when eggs are eaten the wrong way, day after day, they don't always support your health. They can quietly work against it. Not overnight, not in a dramatic way, but slowly and silently, so most people never realize what's happening. Many adults eat eggs every morning believing they're doing something good for their body, yet they still feel more tired than they should, struggle with digestion, watch their cholesterol rise, or deal with health issues they can't fully explain. Often, the problem isn't the egg itself. It's how the egg is prepared, when it's eaten, and what it's eaten with. Over time, a clear pattern appears. People who eat eggs thoughtfully tend to feel stronger, sharper, and more energized, while those who follow common healthy habits often experience hidden problems building beneath the surface. That's why in today's video, we're going to break down the 5 most common and most dangerous mistakes seniors make when eating eggs, and more importantly, show you exactly how to avoid them. These are small habits, but they can lead to real consequences, from poor digestion and nerve issues to rising cholesterol and increased risk of infection. So for your own health and for the people who care about you, stay with us until the end. And if this kind of information matters to you, take a moment to like and subscribe, because one simple insight could help protect many healthy years ahead. Here's the warning most people never expect. Many seniors eat eggs every day believing they're making a healthy choice, yet they still feel worse over time, more tired, more uncomfortable, less like themselves. Let me explain why this happens, starting with a real story. An 83-year-old man came in complaining of ongoing fatigue, nausea, and stomach pain. At first, it looked like a simple case of food poisoning, but when we talked through his daily routine, one detail stood out. For more than 40 years, he had eaten soft-boiled eggs every single morning. Under normal circumstances, that habit might not cause trouble, but as we age, the immune system weakens. And recently, without realizing it, he had eaten eggs that were past their safe window. The result was a salmonella infection, a serious bacterial illness that put him in the hospital for nearly 2 weeks. What had once been a harmless routine slowly turned into a medical emergency. Unfortunately, this is not rare. According to public health data, adults over 65 are at the highest risk for severe complications from foodborne infections. Then there was an 86-year-old woman who came in deeply frustrated. She was taking multiple heart medications and cholesterol-lowering drugs, yet her numbers refused to improve. When asked about her diet, she smiled and said she ate fried eggs every morning because she believed they were the healthiest part of her day. The problem wasn't the egg itself, it was the way it was cooked. Research shows that high-heat frying can damage delicate nutrients like choline, which plays a critical role in memory and brain function, while also increasing oxidative stress that affects cholesterol metabolism. After switching to gentler cooking methods, better timing, and smarter food pairings, something remarkable happened. Within 3 months, her medication dosage was reduced. 6 months later, she had more energy, better focus, and far better control of her heart health. This is the truth many people miss. Eggs can act like medicine or like poison, depending on how they're used. Over decades, the pattern is clear. Seniors who eat eggs thoughtfully tend to stay stronger, sharper, and more energized. Those who don't often face hidden inflammation, digestive strain, and faster physical decline. So now, let's move into the core of this video. I'm going to walk you through 5 dangerous mistakes that adults over 60 need to avoid when eating eggs. Every one of these is supported by well-established medical research. And in many cases, correcting just one of these habits can improve energy levels, mental clarity, and even cholesterol more effectively than adding another prescription. Let's begin with mistake number 1, Eating only egg whites, especially on an empty stomach. At first glance, this seems like the responsible, heart-healthy choice. For decades, many people have been told to avoid egg yolks because of cholesterol. As a result, they throw away the yolk and eat only the whites, often first thing in the morning. But this common habit can quietly work against your body. Here's why. Egg whites contain a protein called avidin. Avidin binds tightly to biotin, also known as vitamin B7, and prevents it from being absorbed in the digestive tract. Biotin is not optional nutrition. It plays a vital role in nerve health, muscle coordination, brain metabolism, skin integrity, and energy production. Clinical studies have shown that low biotin levels are associated with fatigue, numbness, or tingling in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, cognitive fog, and mood changes that can resemble depression or early neurological decline. The risk becomes even greater when egg whites are eaten on an empty stomach. In the morning, stomach acid levels are naturally higher. Higher acidity increases avidin's binding activity, making it even more effective at blocking biotin absorption. Over time, this can slowly deplete biotin stores in older adults, whose nutrient absorption is already less efficient with age. This is why some people who eat egg whites daily still feel tired, mentally dull, or physically weaker, even though they believe they're eating clean. The issue isn't a lack of protein. It's a micronutrient imbalance created by incomplete egg consumption. The solution is straightforward. You don't need to eliminate eggs. You need to eat them correctly. Always consume the egg yolk and egg white together. Egg yolks naturally contain biotin, which helps offset the effect of avidin and restores balance. Eating eggs with other foods also matters. Pairing eggs with fiber-rich foods like vegetables, fruit, or whole grains slows digestion and improves nutrient absorption. And there's no reason to fear the yolk. It provides choline for brain function, lecithin for fat metabolism, omega-3 fatty acids for heart and joint health, and antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin that support vision. For most seniors, one whole egg per day is considered safe. Remember, nutrition isn't just about what you avoid. It's about what you absorb. Skipping the yolk may seem protective, but for your brain, nerves, and energy, it's one of the most damaging mistakes you can make. Now let's move on to mistake number 2, a mistake that often hides in plain sight, right in the kitchen. Mistake number 2 is eating raw or undercooked eggs. For many older adults, this habit feels harmless. Some prefer soft-boiled eggs with a runny yolk. Others blend raw eggs into smoothies or even mix them with alcohol, believing it boosts strength or energy. But this practice can be extremely dangerous. Here's why. Raw eggs carry a significant risk of salmonella infection. In younger adults, this bacteria may cause temporary stomach upset. But after age 60, the immune system no longer responds the way it once did. What was once a mild illness can quickly turn into a medical emergency. Salmonella is not just food poisoning. It can cause severe dehydration, high fever, dangerous electrolyte imbalances, and in serious cases, sepsis, a life-threatening condition where infection spreads throughout the bloodstream. According to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adults over 65 have the highest hospitalization and death rates from salmonella infections. This is why raw or undercooked eggs are especially risky for seniors, even when the eggs appear fresh or are labeled organic. But infection risk isn't the only problem. Raw eggs also interfere with nutrient absorption, particularly vitamin B7, known as biotin. Biotin is essential for nerve function, mental clarity, skin integrity, and steady energy levels in older adults. Raw egg whites contain avidin, a compound that binds tightly to biotin. When eggs are uncooked, avidin remains fully active, preventing biotin from being absorbed in the intestines. Over time, this can contribute to numbness in the hands and feet, persistent fatigue, brain fog, mood changes, and worsening neurological symptoms in seniors. So what's the safest approach? Always cook eggs fully. Boil eggs for at least 9 to 12 minutes until the yolk is completely firm. Avoid runny yolks, soft-boiled eggs, and raw egg drinks of any kind. Even organic eggs can carry salmonella. Check shells for cracks, store eggs in the refrigerator, use them within 2 weeks, and wash your hands after handling eggshells. Eggs are a powerful food, but only when they're prepared the right way. Now let's move on to mistake number 3. Eating eggs at the same time as your medication. This one surprises many older adults because it sounds harmless. After all, eggs are food, medicine is medicine. But when the two are taken together, they can quietly interfere with treatment in ways that are easy to miss and sometimes dangerous. Did you know that certain medications don't work properly when taken alongside eggs? In some cases, the medication may become weaker. In others, it may become too strong. Let's look at how this happens. First, blood thinners such as warfarin. Egg yolks naturally contain vitamin K, a nutrient that directly affects blood clotting. Warfarin works by carefully balancing vitamin K activity in the body. If egg intake suddenly increases or decreases while taking this medication, that balance can be disrupted. Too much vitamin K can reduce the drug's effectiveness and raise the risk of blood clots. Too little can make the medication overly powerful, increasing the risk of dangerous bleeding. Medical guidelines consistently warn that fluctuations in vitamin K intake are a major cause of unstable anticoagulation in older adults. Second, iron supplements. Many seniors take iron for anemia, but pairing iron with eggs can cancel out much of the benefit. Proteins in egg whites bind to iron in the digestive tract, forming a compound that the body cannot absorb. This means iron tablets taken with eggs may pass through the system without ever reaching the bloodstream. Clinical nutrition research confirms that iron absorption is significantly reduced when consumed alongside certain proteins and minerals found in eggs. Third, some antibiotics, particularly tetracycline and quinolone antibiotics. These medications bind to minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and iron nutrients naturally present in eggs. When this binding occurs in the gut, the antibiotic cannot be absorbed effectively. You may feel like the medication isn't working, when in reality, the eggs are preventing it from doing its job. So what's the safest approach? Doctors recommend spacing eggs and medications apart. In general, wait at least 2 hours between eating eggs and taking medication. For blood thinners, iron supplements, or certain antibiotics, a longer gap may be necessary. Always ask your doctor or pharmacist about food interactions, especially if you take blood thinners, iron, antibiotics, calcium, or zinc supplements, thyroid medication like levothyroxine, blood pressure drugs, or statins. Remember this. It's not just what you eat that matters. Timing matters. And when it comes to medication, the wrong timing can undo the benefits you're counting on. Now let's move on to mistake number 4. Eating eggs too early in the morning. Picture a typical morning. The sun is up, coffee is brewing, and by 6 o'clock, eggs are already on the plate. It feels like a healthy routine. But here's what many older adults don't realize. Eating eggs too early in the morning can quietly raise cholesterol levels and place unnecessary stress on digestion. Timing plays a critical role in how your body processes food. Between roughly 6 and 8 in the morning, your body naturally releases higher levels of cortisol. Cortisol is often called a stress hormone, but its real job is to help you wake up, increase alertness, and activate metabolism. The problem is that cortisol also stimulates the liver to produce cholesterol. When cholesterol-rich foods like eggs are eaten during this cortisol surge, the liver receives overlapping signals to increase cholesterol production. Over time, this repeated pattern can contribute to higher cholesterol levels, even in people who otherwise eat carefully. Digestion is another key factor. After a full night of rest, the digestive system is still transitioning into activity. Digestive enzymes are relatively low, stomach acid is adjusting, and the gastrointestinal tract is not fully prepared to handle heavy, protein-rich foods. Consuming eggs during this early window can lead to bloating, indigestion, heartburn, and lingering fatigue. Many seniors assume their digestion is weakening with age, when in reality, the issue is often eating too early rather than eating the wrong food. So when is a better time for eggs? For most older adults, the ideal window is between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. During this period, cortisol levels are lower, digestion is fully active, and nutrient absorption is more efficient. The liver is better positioned to manage cholesterol metabolism, reducing unnecessary strain. This timing also makes it easier to pair eggs with vegetables or whole grains, which provide fiber and antioxidants that help bind excess cholesterol and support cardiovascular health. Vegetables like spinach, broccoli, and onions are especially helpful in this regard. Eating eggs late in the evening is not recommended either. Digesting protein requires energy. Energy your body needs at night for tissue repair, immune function, and recovery. Eggs too close to bedtime can interfere with sleep quality and increase the risk of acid reflux. If you want protein in the morning, gentler options such as Greek yogurt, soft tofu with steamed vegetables, or oatmeal with whole grains are easier on the stomach while still providing steady energy. A simple change in timing can make a meaningful difference. When it comes to eggs, it's not just what you eat. It's when you eat it that matters most. Now let's move on to mistake number 5, cooking eggs in high-temperature oil. Fried eggs are crispy, flavorful, and for many older adults, a long-standing habit. But here's the problem most people are never told. Cooking eggs at very high heat, especially in oil, can quietly harm digestion, reduce nutrient absorption, and over time, affect brain health. Let's start with protein digestion. Egg protein is highly sensitive to temperature. When eggs are cooked at temperatures above 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius, the protein structure becomes denatured. In simple terms, the protein changes shape. Your digestive enzymes, which normally break protein down into absorbable amino acids, can no longer recognize it efficiently. Instead of being digested smoothly, these altered proteins linger in the stomach. This can lead to gas, bloating, heartburn, nausea, and a reduced appetite. Symptoms many seniors mistakenly attribute to getting older. There's another more serious issue: overheated oil. When cooking oil is heated beyond its smoke point, it begins to break down and produce toxic compounds such as aldehydes, acrylamide, and free radicals. Scientific studies have shown that these compounds irritate the stomach lining, increase systemic inflammation, damage cells, and accelerate oxidative stress in the brain. If you've ever noticed smoke or a burnt smell while frying, that's a clear sign these harmful byproducts are forming. Over time, repeated exposure has been linked to brain fog, memory problems, and increased risk of cognitive decline. High-heat frying also destroys one of the most valuable nutrients in eggs: choline. Egg yolks are among the richest natural sources of choline, a nutrient essential for memory, focus, nerve signaling, and overall brain function. Choline is heat-sensitive. When eggs are fried at high temperatures, a significant portion of this nutrient is lost. This means that even if eggs are eaten for brain health, improper cooking can cancel out much of the benefit. So what's the best way to prepare eggs after 50? Gentle cooking methods are key. Boiled eggs are one of the safest options. Place eggs in cold water, bring them to a gentle boil, and cook for 10 to 12 minutes on low heat to minimize protein damage. Steamed eggs or egg custards are soft, easy to digest, and kind to the stomach. Poached eggs are another excellent option, cooked gently in water without oil. If scrambling eggs, use low heat with a small amount of olive oil. Stir slowly and never allow the pan to smoke. Avoid microwaving eggs, especially whole eggs in the shell, as they heat unevenly and further damage protein structure. You can also enhance digestion by adding mild herbs. Turmeric supports brain health through its curcumin content. Black pepper aids digestion. Parsley supports natural detox pathways. Even a small amount can improve tolerance and flavor. The bottom line is simple. Fried eggs may taste good, but for aging digestion and brain health, they often do more harm than good. By switching to boiling, steaming, or gentle cooking, you protect your stomach lining, preserve critical nutrients, support cognitive health, and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Your brain and your digestion will feel the difference. Let's take a moment to step back and review what we've learned. Eggs are not the enemy. In fact, they are one of the most nutrient-dense natural foods available for older adults. Eggs provide high-quality protein, B vitamins, vitamin D, choline, selenium, and essential fats that support muscle strength, brain function, and overall vitality. But as we've seen, when eggs are eaten the wrong way, that same food can quietly work against your health instead of supporting it. Here's a clear recap of the 5 egg mistakes to avoid after age 60. Mistake number 1 is eating only egg whites on an empty stomach, which can contribute to biotin deficiency, nerve issues, fatigue, and muscle weakness. Mistake number 2 is eating raw or undercooked eggs, which significantly increases the risk of salmonella infection, especially dangerous for seniors with weakened immune systems. Mistake number 3 is taking medications too close to egg consumption, which can interfere with blood thinners, antibiotics, and iron absorption. Mistake number 4 is eating eggs too early in the morning, typically between 6 and 8 a.m., when cortisol levels are high, increasing cholesterol production and straining digestion. Mistake number 5 is frying eggs in a high-temperature oil, which destroys key nutrients, irritates the gut, and contributes to inflammation and cognitive decline. The takeaway is simple. Eggs can be powerful medicine or a silent saboteur, depending on how you prepare and time them. Small changes in how you eat eggs can make a meaningful difference in energy, digestion, heart health, and brain function as you age. Here's the good news. You don't need to give up eggs. You only need to give up the wrong ways of eating them. With a few gentle adjustments, eggs can shift from a daily habit into a daily form of nourishment, supporting brain function, protecting heart health, and helping maintain muscle strength as you age. So let's focus on one simple action step. Change just one habit today. Tomorrow, instead of reaching for the frying pan, gently boil 2 eggs. Pair them with healthy fats and fiber, such as a slice of avocado and lightly sautéed spinach. Enjoy them later in the day, around 2 in the afternoon, when digestion is stronger, cortisol levels are lower, and your body is better prepared to absorb nutrients efficiently. Research in nutrition and chronobiology consistently shows that timing and preparation play a major role in cholesterol balance, energy levels, and cognitive function. That single change may seem small, but it can become a meaningful turning point for your cholesterol, your memory, or your daily energy. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, please take a moment to like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about, a friend, a partner, or a parent. Sometimes, one simple insight can help protect many healthy years ahead. And when you're ready, in the next video, we'll walk through the 5 best ways to eat eggs after 60 to maximize strength, memory, and heart health. Until then, stay strong, stay informed, and remember, you don't have to do this alone. We're here with you every step of the way.